In Sid Meier's Civilization 6, the bonuses unique to each civilization can be divided into two categories: war bonuses and sim bonuses. War bonuses are those which aid in war, extra combat strength, extra production towards units, etc. Sim bonuses, on the other hand, are those that aid in empire building, extra district adjacencies, science, culture, etc. In a perfect world, these two types of Civ bonuses exist in a state of balance. The stronger the war bonuses a Civ has, the weaker the Sim bonuses it has, and vice versa. However, there is one Civ that breaks this mold: a civilization blessed with one of the most powerful war bonuses and some of the most powerful Sim bonuses in the game. This affront to the natural order, a wretched abomination of game design, has only one name: the Aztecs. With the ability for their units to gain upwards of 20 additional combat strength, combined with a near infinite number of amenities, this civilization stands as one of the most powerful threats in multiplayer Civ 6. Today, we'll be exploring how to lead this civilization to victory in multiplayer Civ 6 with the Better Balanced Game mod. At the start of the game, we begin with a single Eagle Warrior. While it's tempting to produce another one right away, it's not worth it. These units are slow and expensive compared to scouts, so a traditional 2 scout and 2 settler opening is still preferred even on this Civ. We have a fairly average Herson spawn, with Mount Kilimanjaro appearing a few tiles away from our capital. Our Eagle Warrior finds a city-state to our south, and it's finally time to start taking advantage of our Civ bonuses. We declare war on the city-state in order to pillage one of its tiles, earning faith for a faster pantheon. Ideally, we always want to be able to kill a unit from a city-state with our starting Eagle Warrior in order to take advantage of the Eagle Warrior's unique ability, which allows them to convert enemy units into builders. This ability only works on units belonging to a city-state or a major civilization, and doesn't work against barbarians. The free builders we gain by doing this help to greatly accelerate our early game. Furthermore, this Eagle Warrior ability is one of the few genuinely free sources of builders in Civ 6. You see, whenever a builder is produced, purchased, or obtained through a tribal village or ancestral hall's effect, the cost of all future builders we produce is increased. However, obtaining a builder via the Eagle Warrior's ability does not increase the cost of future builders, which makes them truly free in a way builders obtained through other sources are not. When playing as the Aztec, our Pantheon choice is entirely situational. Many different Pantheons can work given the right spawn, but as we earned our Pantheon exceptionally early in this game due to pillaging a city-state, we elect to go for religious settlements here for some extra production towards settlers and extra tiles when founding new cities. This Pantheon favors a wider build order where we settle many cities, which has innate synergy with our Civ bonuses. You see, one of the main limiting factors that prevents competitive players from settling as many cities as possible is amenities, as keeping cities happy becomes more difficult the more of them we have. It's critical that we're able to reach the +5 amenity breakpoint in each of our cities in the mid-game for the 16% extra science, culture, production, gold, and faith it provides. Because we gain so many extra amenities from our leader bonus and our unique replacement for the arena, we're able to settle more cities than usual and still keep our people happy. To make the most of this, it's imperative that we plan to settle at least 10 cities by the time the mid-game rolls around. The best opening strategy for this Civ is a conventional commercial hub opener with internal trade routes, supported by the Governor Magnus. All of our cities place down a commercial hub as their first district and aim to get an internal trade route sent to the capital in order to jumpstart them with an influx of food and production. Furthermore, we go for the Pen, Brush, and Voice Golden Age dedication in order to get some extra culture from every district we've completed. To synergize with our plan to go for a wide build order, we go for the Ancestral Hall in our Government Plaza. The 50% extra production it grants towards settlers has great synergy with the 40% extra yields from chopping features and resources provided by the Governor Magnus, allowing us to rapidly produce settlers from this city. An important thing to always keep track of in the early game is the great merchant Colaeus, who can be activated on a luxury resource to provide a copy of it to our capital. For an ordinary Civ, this merchant merely provides 4 amenities. However, for some reason, gaining a luxury resource from this merchant's effect counts as having a luxury resource improved in our land. meaning we gain an additional 2 amenities and +1 combat strength on all units while attacking from our civ bonuses. We run a commercial hub project in order to secure this great merchant, and then send him to secure a distant luxury resource. Here, we want to make use of the continent lens. This lens allows us to see where the continental divides are on the map, which is imperative for finding new luxury resources. You see, each continent in any given map will have precisely 4 unique types of luxury resources on it. In order to maximize the number of unique luxury resources we control for our civ bonuses, we want to control land on as many continents as possible. Unfortunately, it's difficult for us to settle any continents other than our starting one with this spawn. However, we can still move our great merchant to another continent in order to secure a luxury resource we wouldn't be able to otherwise. In the meantime, our second city starts on an entertainment complex in order to begin construction on a unique building, the Tlachtli. This building is buffed by the Better Balanced Game mod in order to provide +1 amenity and +1 culture to all city centers within 6 tiles, essentially acting as a miniature Colosseum. As a result, we want to build one of these right away, and we do so in a centralized location where it'll tag as many cities as possible with its area of effect bonus. After finishing this building, we already meet the placement requirements for the Colosseum, one of the best wonders in the game. Naturally, we might as well take a stab at trying to build it, and we begin construction right away. As per usual, we rush for the feudalism civic in the meantime, and start pumping out a massive wave of 5-charge builders upon gaining access to the serfdom policy card, in order to chop all of our forests, place mines everywhere, and accelerate our empire into the next stage of the game. On turn 48, with the help of these builders, we finish the Colosseum, putting us in a remarkably strong position. A turn later, we settle our 10th city. Between our civ bonuses and the Colosseum, however, many of our cities are sitting between 6 to 7 excess amenities, which is overkill. This means that we can get away with settling yet another city, so we pump out one more settler from our capital and send it west, where it can settle in range of the Colosseum and our unique building. The time to choose our second Golden Age dedication arrives, and we go for free inquiry. As this Golden Age dedication provides science equal to the total commercial hub adjacency in our empire, it's an excellent way to compensate for the lower science yield of campus buildings resulting from the absence of any scientific city-states in this game. Had there been multiple blue city-states, we may have considered choosing Penbrush and Voice again instead. Looking around at our cities, they're all still sitting on anywhere from +6 to +7 amenities, which is still overkill as bonus yields from happiness caps out when cities reach +5 amenities. If we don't grow our cities quickly, we're simply leaving value on the table, so we start building some farm triangles. As the Better Balanced Game mod buffs watermills to provide +1 production to farms in their city, all of our cities that have multiple farms also make sure to make a watermill. To top it all off, we go for the Anchor Watt, and on turn 61, we finish this wonder, instantly granting an additional 1 population and 1 housing to all 11 of our cities. At this point, we've surpassed 400 production per turn in our empire, far above the typical benchmark of roughly 250 production that's considered the gold standard for this stage of the game. This was only possible because we settled a very large number of cities and grew them to high populations, taking full advantage of our civilization's bonus amenities. If we had gone for an 8-city build order with the audience chamber building on our government plaza, we would have been wasting the potential of this civ. Our development here is typical for the mid-game, making some aqueduct industrial zone setups in key locations, filling out campuses with libraries and universities in nearly every city, and competing for the top-tier great people that are offered in the Renaissance era. Eventually, we unlock the industrialization technology, and build factories and coal power plants in our industrial zones to further bolster our production. On turn 67, we unlock one of the strongest policy cards in the game, Liberalism. This card provides an additional 1 amenity to every city in our empire. However, all of our cities are already capped out at +5, so we actually don't even need this card. While most other civilizations have to dedicate policy cards to keeping their citizens happy, we're able to neglect cards like Liberalism in order to make room for policy cards that give direct stat boosts, like Natural Philosophy and Trade Confederation. While the pace we're setting in this game is far above the norm and would typically be enough to secure victory, the player Bonique, playing Gorgo, is having a phenomenal game of their own. We renew our alliance with them on turn 74, possibly for the final time. It's clear that the two of us are the main competitors for first place, and consequently, it's important that we secure the upper hand by the time our alliance expires on turn 95. You see, while our combat bonus applies only on attack, Gorgo's combat bonus applies on units regardless of whether or not they're attacking or defending. Currently, we have +7 combat strength on attack, 4 from our continent's luxury resources, 1 from the great merchant we recruited at the start of the game, 1 from the mercury we've secured from another continent, and 1 from the great merchant who provided us with toys. Meanwhile, Gorgo gains +5 combat strength on all units on attack and defense, from having 5 military policy card slots in our active government. We need to do better if we want to ensure our victory. The best way to do this is to conquer a civilization who controls territory on a different continent from us in order to grow the variety of luxury resources we have and increase our combat bonus. In this game, our target is Mali to our east, led by the CPL Titan, Underciv. We begin pre-building a large number of siege and heavy cavalry units as we rush to unlock research labs. Afterwards, we path along the bottom of the tech tree to unlock tanks and artillery, and begin our assault on Under, entering into the fascism government shortly afterwards for some more combat strength and production towards units. In the meantime, we go for the rocketry technology in order to get started on our science victory, and start laying down spaceports in all of our major cities. However, spaceports are very expensive, and we can't afford to divert too many resources towards building them when we need to continue building up our military in case of an attack. Fortunately, as we're playing as the Aztec, we get to have our cake and eat it too. As this civilization, all of our builders and military engineers gain the ability to complete 30% of a district by expending a build charge. Ordinarily, this ability is unremarkable, but when it comes to spaceports, it's insane. Spaceports are far more expensive than any other district, meaning that it is several times more efficient to use builders to complete them than it is to produce them outright. Thanks to this ability, we're able to get a spaceport in all of our major cities in only a few turns, at minimal cost. Afterwards, our most productive city begins on the space projects while our other cities return to pumping out military units in case we need to defend ourselves. Bonique's alliance is expiring with us soon, and with its expiration comes their final chance at trying to contest our science victory. However, on turn 93, we put the final nail in the coffin by recruiting the great merchant Mary Catherine Goddard. This great merchant grants an extra level of diplomatic visibility with every civ in the game, which translates into +3 combat strength in all scenarios for all of our units. This is simply too much, and the players finally agree to concede the game in our favor on turn 94. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. If you want to catch full games of Civ 6 multiplayer live, be sure to follow me on Twitch, which I've linked down in the description. I've already uploaded the full VOD for this game if you want to see the build in more detail, so just follow the link that's on screen if you want to see that. That's all for now. Herson signing out.